it's Earth from B-Side. Today we have here another 2024 Toyota Land Cruiser. This time it's a little different. The one we shot before is the 1958 version with the round circle headlights, and it doesn't have JBL. Today has the rectangular headlights, and it's equipped with the factory upgraded JBL sound system. But the factory JBL sound system still not enough for many people, so that's where we come in with the plug-and-play solution. These have been transforming the factory sound systems in many of the vehicles, and we think it'll do the same for this vehicle as well. So we'll show you how it's installed, we'll show you the before and after, and we'll let you decide if it is worth it or not. So let's stop the talking, let's go inside the car and get started. All right guys, so now that we're in the vehicle, let's go ahead and get this installation started. We're gonna first remove the shift knob, push down on the shift boot, okay, like so. There's a little clip here, you press it out like here and you can just pull it out, okay. All right, let's set this aside in a safe location. And we are going to remove this panel here and then this panel here. We're gonna pop this open, remove one 10mm bolt. All right, go. Okay, there it is. If you notice the clips, there's a bunch here facing straight out, and then the one in the front is facing forward. So once you get the rear release, just pull out towards the back of the car. All right, next, let's go ahead and pop this and then this. Okay, it's all just being held by clips. Okay, you can use a panel removal tool to assist you with removing this. Really tight. There it is. All right, pull this out. There's some connectors back here, 1, 2, 3 to be exact. Okay, you can remove those. Make sure you reconnect every single one, or else you're gonna end up getting some sort of errors. You're gonna lose some functions on your vehicle. Okay, next let's pull this out. Also being held by clips. Let's remove these two connectors behind it. Okay. All right, next we're gonna pull this down. So we did all this just to get to this. And next we're just gonna pull this down. And once we pull it down, it's gonna expose a 10mm bolt. Okay, and that's all you need. It's that 10mm bolt that we're gonna remove. Let's remove this. Okay. Make sure you don't lose this bolt. We'll leave it inside here. All right, and now we're gonna pop all this off. Use the panel removal tool, and I open the glove box so that I get a better pull. I might not even need to use the panel removal tool. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Okay, and just work your way to the left. Just all being held by clips, and that one 10mm bolt, which we already removed. Okay, and there's a white clip here. You can use a tool and push it up. So you could use something like this and just go back here and just aim for this white clip. Okay, there it is. All right. So basically what we did was we used a tool right here. We went down here and we pushed this up to get it out of up on that hole. Okay, there's one connector to the left side of this that we are going to remove. Okay, right here. Okay, this connector. Push down the release, pull out. Ah, there's another one here actually. I think this is for your emergency lights. Okay. Then onto here, we're going to push down on this release and then pull this plastic clip up. Okay, there it is. That will release everything. All right, now that we got all this panel piece off, let's remove this panel here. Okay, so the dash is very, very delicate, and it's very easy to dent and leave a mark. So when using even panel removal tools, go ahead and just mask this corner off, okay? Because when you pry it off, a small pressure that you put against here can potentially leave a little indentation. Okay, you go here and pull up. right here. This area has most room, and work your way around. Try to not touch the dash as much as you can because the dash is a bit delicate and it's very easy to leave a mark. This is the same for the new Prius as well. All right, so once we remove that, let's remove these 4 10mm bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now this is ready to come out, but before we do so, grab a thick towel, place it right here to protect your interior because there's gonna be some sharp edges on this, the bracket that holds this radio, okay? All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna find a good mounting spot for the amp. We feel that it's gonna be able to fit all the way back here, but because this speaker is in the way, let me remove the speaker, put it to the side, and then mount the amp, and then reinstall this speaker. Okay, and we're going to relocate this clip here, so let's push this clip through. And I'm going to push it here. All right, put that out of the way. And now we have a lot of space for our amplifier. So let's grab our amp. This is how it looks, the box. And inside the box, you will find our amp. You will also find our plug-and-play harness. Okay. Let me show you how everything connects. All right, so when installing this harness, we still have DI wires installing it incorrectly. Recently we had 2. And the part where the installers or the DI wires are making a mistake is where this connects, this white connector, okay? So this harness has this white connector. It also has this black connector, okay? These connectors. And it also has these. Okay, so these will connect to the amp, these small ones right here. And these larger ones will connect to the radio. And I'm gonna show you exactly where it is, so pay attention to where it all connects, because if you connect to the incorrect connector, it's not gonna work. This is the incorrect connector. This is the correct connector. These two, right next to each other. That's where it needs to connect. Do not connect here, okay? This is not where it's supposed to go. All right, and to remind you, we have a little piece of paper that's on the harness that tells you where to connect. So that's the correct connection. That is not, and that is also not. And this, we're looking at it this way, okay? Like this. So this is this one right here, right? So triple check, make sure you're connecting the right connector, or else the amp's not gonna turn on, it's not gonna get power, and you're not gonna get any sound. All right, so having said that, let's remove these 2 connectors. Okay, if you like to, you can disconnect these 2 to give you some room. And once again, don't forget to reconnect them. Okay, and let's also disconnect this. The release tab is in the inside, makes it a little bit more tricky. So I'm gonna go with the connector that everyone, or not everyone, a lot of people make mistakes, is this one. Okay, clips in place. Make sure you hear that click. You'd have to press it pretty firmly, otherwise it won't make that good connection. There it is. And if it doesn't make that a good connection, you might end up getting some errors on your dash. And these black connectors are your speaker connectors. All right, you hear that click. And like that, okay? Okay, so the only connection left is this ground terminal. We're going to ground it to the side of the radio here. Okay. There's some bolts that are holding the side brackets of the radio, so we're just going to ground it right there. Let me grab an 8mm socket. You don't have to remove it, just loosen it just enough so that the ring terminal fits in. And let's tighten it back up. All right, so here it is. And let me reconnect these two before I forget. Here's our connector. Let's connect this to our amp. All right. Then let me test fit our mounting location, which is going to be here. Okay, and with a double side tape. And then we're going to put the speaker back. Okay, like so. So everything fits perfectly. But before we mount and make everything permanent, I would like to tune this to the optimal setting. So let me reconnect the speaker. And after we test the sound, we'll go ahead and continue on with reinstalling reinstalling the amp, and that will conclude our installation. All right guys, so we went ahead and we found that the optimal setting for the amp is the rear is going to stay at 12 o'clock, it's default, and the front, we raise it up just a little bit to 2 o'clock, just like that. All right. Okay, so let me continue on with the install. So I'm going to remove this top speaker once again, and I will mount our amp using the supplied double-sided tape. Since there's more room on this side, we're going to turn it around to like this. All right, so before we do that, let me stick the double-sided tape on here all the way to the edge. Make sure it's all the way to the back. Okay. Okay. All right. Sitting there pretty good. When you're organizing the wires, we have this yellow cable here with this bullet connector. Make sure it doesn't come off like this. This is actually battery. So this is it's always hot. So you don't want that to touch any part of the car or it will blow a fuse. All right, so keep this closed. And let's go ahead and push this radio back. Everything looks good. Let me continue on with reinstalling all the parts. Okay, so in order to, when we reinstall it, before we do this, you do have to remove this and then pop these out and then put the top in to make sure everything tucks back in place the way it's supposed to. Okay, if you don't do this, this bottom piece here is not going to tuck in there and it will show. You'll not be able to tell unless you stick your head down there, but if it's something that you'll be bothered with, then these are some extra steps that you need to take when you're reinstalling. All right, that's it. Let's go ahead and do the after. All right, guys, well, we installed it. We showed you the before and after, and my gosh, just as expected, it makes a humongous difference even on the JBL equipped system. Yes, the JBL comes with more speakers, and it does sound better than the base model, but we still want more. And there's many of you guys that want more. And this will do exactly what you need in your factory JBL system. And on top of that, as you can see, your sound quality becomes more clear, and you also get more bass. It just sounds more dynamic because you hear the separation of the vocals and instruments from the rest of the sound, where the factory sound system could kind of sound a little bit muddy and everything kind of into one noise. This really makes that differentiation. So when you're listening to some music where you didn't hear the vocals or the words before, you'll definitely hear it now. All right, guys, well, that does it. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, or you can email us at info@bsonicusa.com. If you haven't yet, please help us by subscribing and liking our channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next video.